My name is Karen McGee. I am the former reading coordinator for Washoe County School District. Prior to that time, I was a primary teacher for 15 years, also in the school district. Today, I am going to be teaching these two moms a workshop about literacy, how to work with their children with reading and writing. First of all, I'd like you to know that we're going to be giving you a booklet, and inside of this booklet, we have standards. Standards simply mean the goals that schools expect for your youngsters to have in preschool and in kindergarten. And that's a guideline for you so that you understand what your child should be able to do. It's also a guideline for teachers so that your teachers know what your children are supposed to be able to do at these age levels. But today I'm going to be talking about three major pieces: how to read to your child, how to read with your child, and how to write with your child. Reading and writing together are what forms what we call that word literacy. Literacy, or the reading and writing. And if you think about them, it's like a coin. Reading is on one side, writing is on the other, but they complement one another. And it's why they go together and why we teach them together. Okay? So, first of all, we're going to be talking about the read aloud and why we read aloud. Okay. Research tells us that the single most powerful activity you can do with any child is to read aloud to them. And there are four major reasons why that's so important. One is that it builds background knowledge. Now, the technical word for that is called schema. Schema just means background knowledge. And the way we think about background knowledge is like this. If this board were our brain, there are suggestions that we have about 7 bits of short-term memory. Now, those bits, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, could be small bits that just think about them like pieces of Velcro. But as we learn more about something, those bits grow. So the whole goal of teaching is to grow these bits. And one way that we do that is by reading to them. So when we read a book, we start to fatten the bit. And then we need to read another book, especially on the same topic or by the same author, and we grow it. And this is our goal, is to make those bits fatter and fatter and fatter. Because think about like this. If that really were Velcro, if that's the way our brains were, and we add information, the fatter that Velcro is, the more information sticks. And that's what we're doing. That's how human learning happens. So that's one important piece of reading aloud. Another important piece is developing vocabulary or a language about ideas. When you talk to your child, most of the talk in our homes is about the here and now. You would say to Malia, I want you to go get your jammies on and get ready for bed. Do you need a drink of water? The talk is rooted in the real. And very small children learn all of those language functions by age 5. Just because that's the way our human brains are wired. However, the language of text is removed. It's a separate from the here and now. And the only way they get it is through books. There is a new research article just came out that suggested that we talk differently to our children when we read even very simple books such as My First Farm, which would be an appropriate book for a very, very young child, because you might say to a very young child, duck, quack, quack, quack. That's maybe all you would say to a baby. But then as our children grow up, you would say, this is the mommy duck, This is the baby duck. The baby duck has fluffy, soft feathers. Feel them. What color do you think those duckies are? And we start all of that talk, and we do that naturally. So the book stimulates this massive amount of talk, which of course grows our children's Velcro in their brains. So that language is important. Another thing that we learn when we are reading to children is that print moves from left to right and continues backwards. So for example, in a book like this, you say, I start here, and I go here, and I go here. So I'm going left to right, and then return sweep, I'm coming backwards, left to right, coming backwards, left to right. We learn that this is the cover of the book. We learn that this is the title page of the book. We learn that the cover of the book has the exact same words as the title of the book, but the pictures are different, always. That's learned behavior. We learned that books have authors and illustrators. Sometimes they are the same, sometimes they are different. This one, the author and the illustrator are the same. This one, the author and the illustrator are different. Children learn that. Children learn how to flip pages of a book. And you know, most of us as adults, that's so natural to us that we forget. But a kid has to learn how to even do that. So we call all of those skills concepts of print. One of the big ones is even what a word is, that a word has a white space on both sides. Think about that. Our children only have language through their ears. So now you're looking at language and you're going, on a simple word like I can see, that's easy. But what happens is you get a compound or a two-syllable word, and that sounds like two words. And now children are going, whoa, I don't know what she's doing here. So it's a very learned behavior. Last, and certainly not least, is that when we read to youngsters, they learn that they can learn through books, and that creates lifetime learners. And of course, in a days like today, times like today, where there is so much information coming at us so quickly from so many sources, our children have to be able to learn how to learn, because they can't learn enough stuff to function in the world. They have to learn how to learn. So those are the 4 huge benefits of reading aloud. Now, Malia, could you come now? Could you come? Would you come and sit on Mom's lap? Come over here and sit on Mom's lap. Come over here to sit on Mom's lap. Good job. Okay, baby. All right. The book we're going to read today is Little Bunny Foo-Foo. And you told me that you already know this song. It's wonderful because I bet you've never seen the book. Am I right? Good. Okay. Now, the person who's telling and singing the book is the good fairy, but I have to be her voice. Okay, so I'll be her voice, but she's the one who's telling this story. And this is Little Bunny Foo-Foo. Look at Little Bunny Foo-Foo's face. What do you think? What do you think about that bunny? Do you think he's a little bit on the naughty side? Uh-huh. Look at the good fairy's face. Does she look happy? I agree. I think she's a little bit worried. Do you think? And since you know the song, you know that she has a reason to be worried, don't you? All right, look here. There's our title page again. Little Bunny Foo-Foo. Okay. Now look at, what does Little Bunny Foo-Foo doing there?
Digging in the mud.
Digging in the mud.
And then it made a mess, then it got on the wall.
No lie. So now let's find out what in the world Bunny Foo-Foo is going to do with that mud. Let's find out. Before I read, let's look at some of these pictures. Look at Good Fairy. Yeah. Morning. Look at Bunny Foo-Foo. Mud pies? Mud pies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And then it threw the pie.
Oh,
Good
there's
Fairy.
Good Fairy. Who's down here?
smashes, then he's gonna throw, then Baby Fufu's gonna throw the pie to her.
Let's find out. Let's find out. All right, let's read it and find out if that's going to happen. I'll let you in on a secret. Good fairies do not like tomfoolery. Good fairies do not like tomfoolery. What do you think tomfoolery is? Maybe nonsense, maybe bad jokes.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. That's why I had to keep an eye on little Bunny Fufu when he whipped up a bunch of yucky, mucky mud pies and headed for the forest. Do you think he was up to something nice?
Yes.
You do? Let's find out. Little Bunny Fufu hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them on the head.
And then,
Is that nice?
no way.
Look at Good Fairy. What is she doing? Oh my gosh. To be fair, little Bunny Fufu was not a bad bunny. Not really. But he was very naughty. So I said, little Bunny Fufu, I don't want to see you scooping up the field mice and popping them on the head. I'll give you 3 chances, and if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. I thought that would be the end of that. Do you think it's the end?
Yeah, no way.
No way. But was it? Now look at him. What's he going to do now?
Why a motorcycle?
Yeah, look at this. He's got a lasso.
Yeah.
Who's he going to lasso?
Them.
Little Bunny Fufu hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them on the head. Except that it wasn't the field mice. Look who it was. Scooping up the woodchucks and bopping them on the head.
And
no.
the good fairy's mad.
Yes, but look at Fufu.
He's funny.
He thinks it's terribly funny, doesn't he? He's loving it.
doesn't think it's not funny.
But what about the woodchucks? Do they think it's funny?
No.
No.
The fairy doesn't think he's not being paid.
I think you're right. Some buddies just won't listen, so I said, Little Bunny Fufu, I don't want to see you scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Except that I sang field mice again, and it's woodchucks.
Yes. So he's sad.
Watch
She's mad. She's so sad.
Now, you've got 2 more chances, and if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. It's not polite going around and bopping folks. Do you think he listened?
No.
I think you're right.
Because she just the mother on the truck.
I know. So now who's he gonna get? Oh no.
A fox.
Little Bunny Fufu hopping through the forest, scooping up the foxes and bopping them on the head. Look at those foxes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at the fairy. Look at little Bunny.
He thinks it's funny.
He's loving it. But now I was getting more than a tad cross, so I said, Little Bunny Fufu, I don't want to see you scooping up the foxes and bopping them on the head. You've got 1 more chance. And if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. I mean it. This head bopping will not, I repeat, will not do. Do you think he behaved?
No.
Now look what he got.
Something.
A crane.
Queen.
And look who he's chasing.
Them.
The bears.
Bears.
Oh no. Oh no. Little Bunny Fufu hopping through the forest, scooping up the grizzly bears and bopping them on the head. Look at him. Look at him. That does make me laugh. And look how he caught him with the crane. Look back here. Look back here. Wait, look. See how he caught him?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And we hit the page.
Well, I think we read that one. There we go. There we go. You know, a good fairy can take only so much. So I said, little bunny foo-foo, I don't want to see you scooping up the grizzly bears and bopping them on the head. I gave you 3 chances and you didn't behave, so now I'm going to turn you into a goon. Now look at the fairy godmother. Look at the fire coming out of her magic wand. Turn the page. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Look what the fairy godmother did. Oh no. Oh no. Turn the page. Like they say, hare today, goon tomorrow. Did you expect that? Now look back on this page. Look at the mice. Look at the woodchucks. They're falling over, they're laughing so hard. Look at the foxes. Look at the grizzly bears. Are they happy she turned him into a goon? I think they are. I think they figured. He doesn't think so. But they're the ones that got bopped. I think that they loved it. Did you like that? Isn't that a great story? The end. You can take that and go back over on the other side with Joanne. Take the book with you. Take the book with you and go to Joanne now. Okay? Thank you. And you can look at the book some more. I'll come back to you in a few minutes, okay? Okay. Good job. All right. Now, what's fun about working with a small child like that? First of all, she knew the songs, so she knew how to anticipate. But the story had just enough differences that it kept her interest. But as you can tell, at just barely 4 years old, that she already is very literate because she knows how to anticipate stories. There are children who really don't. And if your child were one of those who didn't know how to anticipate, sometimes you have to take a picture walk all the way through the whole book. Sometimes you actually have to tell the story before you read the story because they can't listen to the story if they don't know what it's about. And for grown-ups, that's a hard idea. They go, what do you mean? Doesn't it ruin the story? But it's just the opposite. Sometimes that's what you have to do to make sure that they understand the story. Another thing that sometimes I do with children, especially when I'm moving them into stories like Little Red Riding Hood, is that I will actually tell the entire story before I read it. Just tell it. So I might say things like, this is the story about a little girl whose grandmother sent her into the forest, and I go on from there. And then when we actually read it, now they're in tune because they know what's going to happen next. So they're willing to listen to the words and follow the pictures. Okay. All right, so I'm going to talk now about a variety of different kinds of books that we might choose in the read aloud. First of all, when we are reading to very, very young children, we looked at this book called My First Farm, Touch and Feel. Anything that has tactile sensory is very appealing to small children. So tactile books are wonderful kinds of books, things that children can touch. Books like this one, My Big Animal book. No, this one doesn't. I thought this one had the lift flaps. This one doesn't, but some books, like these big books, actually have lift flaps, and those are wonderful for very young children. Anything that allows them to use their bodies helps. Books like this one, this particular Old MacDonald doesn't work anymore, but a lot of books now have these that do work. But even if yours quits working, it doesn't matter because the songbooks matter. So we have Old MacDonald had a farm, which is one that we can sing, and almost all young children can benefit from them. One of the things that I do with small children, though, is I follow the book initially. And on this farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O, and on this farm he had a cow or some cows, E-I-E-I-O. But you can take a book like this and alter it. So for example, if you have a second language learner, instead of saying, do you know how to say dog in Spanish? What is it?
Perro.
Perro. So we might sing just that word in Spanish. In other words, we can change these simple songbooks around and make them pleasurable. Okay, now we get into books that I consider some of the classic fairy tales, such as The Little Red Hen. And I think that all children should be exposed to classic fairy tales. But again, oftentimes we have to tell the story before we read it. But I like to do this one as a song as well. So I might say this is a story about a little red hen. And she had three friends, a cat, a duck, and a pig, who would not help her. And her big task was she was going to bake bread, but she was going to start from scratch. She was going to learn how to take a grain of wheat, plant it in the ground, harvest it, turn it into flour, and then bake bread. And this is the way she did it. Who will help me plant the seed? Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the pig. Very well then, I will then. And she did, and she did, and she did. Who will help me harvest the wheat? Not I, said I always forget what the animals are. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the duck. Not I, said the pig. Very well then, I will then. And she did, and she did, and she did. So I take them through the silly song. When I taught kindergarten, I did this song. Actually, we had a little stage in my classroom, and the children got to play out these parts. But we actually learned about how you turn wheat into flour and then how you turn the flour into bread. And of course, the beauty of this little song is because none of her friends were willing to help her until it came time to say, who will help me eat the bread? And they all went, I will. And then she answers, no, you won't. I made it. I'll eat it. And she did, and she did, and she did. So the classic fairy tales, I think, are important. They're part of our culture. They're part of our heritage. I've got Michaela in my brain. I used to have a Michaela. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. All right. Now, watch me. We are going to read this book together. And the rule is, I read first, then you read. And when I read with my finger. Okay, so first of all, we're going to just look at the pictures. This book is all about this little girl. And the title is Me. Do it again. Me.
Me.
Good job. Now, look here. Look here. Now look here. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. But look at the word me.
Me.
And the same word me.
Me.
Good job. Now, just look at the pictures. What is she doing?
Drinking juice.
Good. What's she doing there?
Apple.
Eating an apple. Right? What's she doing there?
Laughing.
Absolutely. What's she doing there? Crying. Crying. You know, I had to draw the tears because nobody could tell what she was doing there. So she's crying. I drew the tears so you could see that she's crying. Here, what's she doing?
Calling.
Talking. She's talking on the phone. Right on. Okay? Now, she's got her earphones on. So what do you think she's doing now?
Singing.
Well, she's actually listening. And look at what's interesting. This is like an old-fashioned tape deck, and I think she's listening to a story. Have you ever listened on earphones? Have you ever put earphones on? No, you never have? I have earphones, but I listen to music. But in my classroom, I used to have tape decks with stories, so kids could listen to stories without me reading to them. They could just listen by themselves. Oh, what's she doing there?
Sleepy.
Yeah, but she's not. She's doing this. Oh, what is that called? Do you know? Yawning?
Yawning.
Yawning. Do you yawn when you're tired? I do too. Now what's she doing here?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Okay. So now we're going to turn back. Now remember, I read first and then you read after me. Okay. All right. Watch my finger.
Oh, we forgot a page.
But that's our title page. We already read that one, remember? Me? Me? Okay, ready? Watch my finger. I am drinking. Your turn.
I drinking juice.
Watch me again. Watch me again. I am drinking. Your turn.
I'm drinking.
Try it again. Watch me. Hold on to your finger. Hold on to your finger. I am drinking. Good job. Do it again by yourself.
I am drinking.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Look at the picture. Now look at my finger. I am eating. Your turn.
I am eating.
Good job, Angel. Good job. Look at the picture. Watch my finger. I am laughing. Your turn.
I am laughing.
Excellent. Now that's the tough one, remember? I am crying.
I am crying.
Yes. I am talking.
I am talking.
Good job. I am listening.
I am listening.
Good job. I want you to notice something. Look how long that word is, listening. And look at how little that word is. Isn't that neat? That's a little tiny word and a big long word. Okay, ready? Watch my finger. Okay. I am yawning.
I am yawning.
Good job. Can you read that last one all by yourself?
I am sleeping.
What I'd like you to do is this. Look at me. I want you to do this. Give yourself a pat on the back. You just read a book. Did you know you could read a book? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? You know something? What was that word? Do you remember?
A T.
Yeah, no, it's an I.
I.
I. Can you find the word I on this page? Ah. Can you find it on that page? Can you find it on that page? Can you show me the word on this page that says yawning? Find that word.
I am yawning.
Excellent job. You know what you did? Look at me. You read the whole word and you found it all by yourself. Good job. That's what good readers do.
I am sleeping.
Excellent job. Excellent job. Okay. This is really typical. Are you guys impressed?
Yes.
I know. I know. The first time I started doing this with 4-year-olds, I was sure it would not work. And what I discovered is that it does work. What is not uncommon is to have a child run a whole finger because they don't know what a word is yet. But it's no big deal. They're babies, they're young. So all you do is go back. So you say to yourself, okay, if she didn't get it the first time, I'll do it again. If she didn't get it the second time, then I'll take her finger. Now it's going to be we'll do it together. But see, she didn't need the we'll do it together. By the end, the last one, she already had the pattern and she was following. So does she really know what a word is yet? Not yet. Not yet. Here's the rule of thumb. It takes about 26 repetitions for all of us healthy, normal people to learn something brand new. If we're superstars, it might take us less time. There's lots of Velcro in our veins, in our brains. But if we're not, if we've got some special needs, it might take us 50 repetitions. So the important thing is to just allow those repetitions, to tell yourself it just is, that's how long it takes to learn something. Lots and lots of overs. But eventually, they will get it, eventually. And that's the nice thing. Okay, here's a key issue. If a child did not know a word, later on, when your child starts to read these books very comfortably, because they've practiced them a lot of times, if they forget a word, rather than saying, sound it out, I would like you to do what I just did. Go back and do it again. Go back and help them locate it. What I don't want you to do is say, sound it out, because that's not wrong, but it's not effective. Most of our youngsters struggle with those vowels. It's the vowels that cause our problems. And there are so many ways to spell the vowels that that all we do is make them feel like failures. And the fastest way to make your child not want to read with you is to start making him or her feel like a failure. So avoid that. Avoid that. Just take them through it again until they get comfortable with it, and then go on. And think about this. I could say to her, show me the word I. But to a just turned 4-year-old, what is am? That's not even a word to a 4-year-old. So I'm not going to have a child locate that word yet. After a ton of readings of this, I might, can you find that word am? And already your child, I'm sure, could, because she would track it. She's already tracking the print. But am is not a real word, so those are not words to praise on. But if you said, show me the word laughing, and she said, there it is, and then she tracked it, you would say, good readers do that. They read it again and they track. Another thing she might say is, because she's laughing. And you would say, good readers do that. They look at the pictures. Good job. Later on, when she knows her letters, she might say, because it starts with a O, and you go, that's wonderful. Good readers always look at the print. We call those the 3 cue sources. One is meaning. That's when we look at pictures. One is structure. That's when you read it again and make it sound right. And the third one is visual information, and that's where the phonics is. That's when they're starting to learn their letters and sounds. And that is in your handout, those 3 cue sources. But those are the sources that all of us as adults use. We don't know it because we don't remember when we couldn't read, but I promise you, we all do it. So we want to praise her on the words that she does know by saying, how did you know that? And you saw how quickly she went back and tracked. And this was on a very first read. So eventually, especially as she starts learning her letters and sounds, she'll start picking up some of that phonics stuff, and it'll start to work for her. Okay. Now we're going to switch to writing, the role of writing. And we're going to talk about 2 kinds of writing. The first kind of writing are called journals. And journals are all about writing to think. Now, when we talk about a journal, I'm going to show you a journal from one of my kindergarten children. This was from a long time ago. But I want to show you what a 5-year-old child is able to do. When small children write in journals, the first thing we ask them to do is to draw the picture. They have to have some kind of stimulation. And I cut them apart and I put them in envelopes so that they look. I put them in envelopes and I categorize the envelopes. Our brains love patterns. So the color words are obvious. That's easy. So that's one category, but another one might be fruits or vegetables or things I eat in the morning or things that have wheels on them. Different ways people travel. Furniture, things you find in the kitchen. So think about all those different categories. And what's interesting is you cut them out and then just put them in, and then you have them ready for any kind of a skinny book. But what'll happen is your child will get used to this, and then pretty soon they'll want to cut out pictures too. Foods are perfect in newspapers, old newspapers that have the food sections. There are tons of good food items in those. All right, so we're going to have this little skinny book. And what we do is the title of the book becomes, I'll show the skinny book, the title of the book becomes whatever it is you're going to write about. So today we're going to write about red. Now we need our child. We're going to make a skinny book, and we are going to write about the color red. So the first thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to choose 4 red pictures. Look through them. There are all kinds of red things. Look at all of them.
Tomato.
Okay.
And
Don't choose it if you don't know what it is. Keep looking. Oh, there's apples. There's fingernail polish.
an apple.
Okay, so which one's you?
1, 2, 3, 4,
What
5.
is? Oh, we
I
only
got
need.
5.
Oh, well, maybe we do need 5. Let me check. Let me see. 1, 2, 3.
This is
No, Mama, what?
I only need 4.
Oh.
4. So which one don't you want?
This one and this one.
And that. Okay, let's see.
And,
All right, so you,
and this one.
okay, so you want the red shirt, red tomatoes, red strawberries, and red, is that a sock?
Yes.
You got it. All right, let's put these away. All right, here we go.
What do we do?
I'll show you. I'll show you.
That thing.
That's a glue stick. And watch me. Watch me. We're going to open up our, first of all, watch me write that word red. Red. Can you write your name yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I draw M.
You can draw them.
Would you please make your M for me? Red by,
I can make
okay,
that.
just a minute. I'm going to write it. Okay. Put your M right here, please. Right over here. Thank you. Good job. And then spell her name for me.
A
A
L
L
I
I
Y
Y.
A H.
Good, I'm glad I asked. I have learned to ask. If you saw the unusual spellings in the preschool that I work in, it is just amazing, so I've learned to ask always. All right, what we're going to do, which picture would you want to glue into your book first? You choose. The strawberries. Okay, flip it over. Here we go. Take the lid off. Can you take the lid off? Good. You're going to glue on the back of that page first. And I'll try to hold it for you. Good job. All right. Got it? I'll do
get it.
Okay. All right. There are strawberries. Okay, next one. What do you want next? Next. Choose your next one. Whatever is you're going to choose next.
Which picture?
Tomatoes next. Okay. Other side, sweetie.
Your glue stick.
There you go. Just got it upside down for a minute. Do you want me to hold with you? All right. Come down here so get it down there. Good job. Okay.
I got it.
All right. Do it yourself. Good. Do it next. Next page. You're doing great. Okay. I need a little more glue on the bottom here. Cool. Got it.
Now for the shirt.
You got it. Maybe on that edge. Perfect. Okay. Flip it over. Good job. Bring it down just a little bit. I just don't need it to come down because I need a space to write. I'm just going to bring it down. Just a minute. Wait, hold on just a minute. Let me just get it down a little ways. There we go. Now, give me some more glue up here. There you go. Yeah, that'll do it. Perfect. Good. Cap your glue stick. Okay.
Now what?
Now watch. Now I'm going to write the first sentence. I'm going to write a sentence, and this is what it's going to say. Okay, ready? Keep your eye on me. I, remember you read that word I a whole bunch of times. I, now my next word is see. I see. S-E-E spells see.
I do
not
M?
yet, not yet. I see the. Next word is the. T-H-E. I see the, what are they?
Strawberry.
Watch how big this word is. Watch it. S T R A W B E R R I E S. That, look at how big that word is.
Strawberry.
Watch it. Watch my finger. Watch my pencil. I see the strawberries. You read it.
I
See.
A
See.
C S
See.
C
The.
T
The.
the L
What are those?
strawberry.
Watch my finger again. I see the strawberries. Your turn. Your turn. Your turn. Your turn. I see
see
the strawberries.
strawberry.
Now watch something. When we get to the end of a sentence, we have to put a period to say I'm done. And this is what a period looks like. It's a little dot like that. Would you practice one on my whiteboard? Practice one. Just make a little dot. That's a period. A little bit more. Good. Do another one for me. Good job. That's a period. It says stop. Would you take your pencil and give me a period right here? We finished with our sentence, so I want a period to say stop. Good job. Good job. Watch me again. I see the strawberries. Your turn.
I see the
strawberries.
strawberry.
Yes, that big long word are those strawberries. Okay? Now, I bet you that you might be able to write that word I for me. Would you like to try it?
Mm-hmm.
Watch me. Watch me first. Watch me first. When I make an I make a stick. Watch me. I put a top on it. I put a bottom on it. That's
Okay, I'll
a
try.
big word I.
So I put a big stick on it,
Put a top
and
in.
a line, and a line.
But watch me.
But what?
Go all the way across. No, not that way. Not that way. Watch again. Watch again. I go a stick, and I go all the way across. See? A whole top. All the way across. A whole bottom. Try it again. Stick. Now go all the way across the top. Good. Go all the way across the bottom.
Good
Excellent
job.
job. Do it again. Stick. All the way across the top. All the way across the bottom. Now, if this pokes out too much, all we do is take our little eraser and go, I'll get rid of you. I don't like you. Do it again over here. Stick. Good. All the way across the top. All the way across. Now, if that gets too long, fix him. Fix him. Yeah.
Just do a little
That's
top and a
yeah.
little bottom. Okay?
Yeah. See,
Try
you don't try again. Okay. We're just learning how to do this. Stick,
And little top.
little. Yes.
Perfect. There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
Good job.
What's that word?
I
What's that word?
see.
Bye.
I. What's that word?
I.
What's that word? What's that word? That word is I. So, oh, you want one? Oh, a little period? All right. Now let me cap your pen because now you're going to write I in your book. All right. Here we go. Let's get this guy out of the way. I want your I right up here. I, just like you did over here. Good. Put the top on it, little top. Good. Good job.
Perfect.
Hand me the pencil. I. Next word is C. Watch me. S E E spells C. I see. Read it with me. I see. Next word is the.
The.
T. H.
H.
E spells the.
E.
I see the.
The.
Now what do we see?
Tomatoes.
Tomato starts with a T. T. O. M. A. T. O. E. S. I need a period. Remember?
Tomatoes.
Give me a little period at the end. A little period right there. It says I'm done. Finish my sentence. Watch my finger. I see the tomatoes. Your turn.
You try.
With your finger. Give me a finger. I see the tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Good. One more time. I see the tomatoes. Your turn. Your turn. I see the tomatoes.